Hey guys, Paul here with Late Night Games. Just checking in with you guys again. It is currently April 21st, 21st day of the VEDA challenge, still going relatively strong. And for today's topic, I'm actually going to use one that was recommended by a fellow Redditor and vlogger. I'll put a link to his channel down below. His name is Liam, or at least that's his channel name. I don't know if that's his real name, but he goes by Liam. And he gave a video of 10 ideas for vlog ideas for the remainder of VEDA. And I'm going to take one of them and make use of it. And that is, what are your addictions? Good, bad, or otherwise? And me, I've got a few addictions that I partake in freely. A few of them I've already mentioned to you guys in the past. I also have a slightly more serious note of an addiction that I had struggled with in the past, and through a lot of self-discipline, realization, and just getting past it, have managed to curb, but it is still a serious addiction issue that I've had in the past, so it's something worth mentioning. First off, my two addictions that I freely partake in. The first of which, caffeine. I drink coffee like a fiend. When I'm not drinking coffee, I'm drinking tea. I used to be a lot worse with my caffeine addiction. Before the caffeine-free challenge week that I did back, I believe, in February, I used to actually survive off of caffeine. I would drink caffeine constantly and also drink energy drinks on top of the caffeine and sometimes take caffeine pills. I was pretty bad. Now, I've gotten to the point where it's not quite as much of an issue. I'm down to maybe 2 or 3 cups a day on a good day. Days where I have to pull an all-nighter, I'll drink considerably more, but I no longer use it as a crutch. I more so drink it because I just really love the taste of coffee. Breakfast is the worst time for me. If I go out for breakfast to a restaurant and get like eggs and bacon or sausage or whatever, like a proper like traditional breakfast, and they have coffee as a beverage, and it's refillable free coffee, I'll let them fill the cup like 5-6 times before I leave that day. I will just keep down in the coffee because I love coffee. It's one of my favorite drinks. I also like soda, and soda contains caffeine. I'm also a big fan of tea and lattes, and they also contain caffeine. So almost everything I drink contains caffeine in it somewhere, except for water, which is the only thing I drink that doesn't have caffeine. My other addiction is to the internet and just interconnectivity in general. Now, I've mentioned this in the past, especially with what I do for a living. Computer, stop it. No, I don't want to listen to you. Sorry, I just had a Java update on my computer pop up. So, when it comes to interconnectivity, I'm always connected. I am plugged into the system at all times. For me to go off the radar actually puts me into somewhat of an anxiety state if I'm off the radar for too long. I don't mind going off the radar once in a while just to get an hour or two away, but with what I do for a living and how my job works and the nature of it, I really need to be constantly connected at all times. And that is a side effect of my career, but I was still pretty well always connected even from a young age. I started using computers really young. I'd been on the internet since the internet was on dial-up modems, like using BBS boards back on dial-up, dialing into different modems. Like before the internet was the internet, I was still being fairly interconnected. I had one of those big brick cell phones when I was in high school. Like, going back that far, I've always been as connected as possible technology-wise. And it is one of my addictions. I mean, I don't go spend thousands of dollars on the newest toys and gadgets, but for me to be not connected, I go a little heebie-jeebie. Now, dropping off to a more serious note, the addiction that I had struggled with in the past, and actually was a fairly serious issue, was alcoholism. I, to this day, will still have a drink here or there, and I never got to the point where my friends and family put me into a 12-step program or anything along those lines, nor did I ever get to the point where I was going beyond my fiscal needs and leaving myself where I did not have enough money for rent or for bills. I was fiscally responsible, but I drank a lot more than people should, far more frequently than people should, and for reasons beyond what people should. It has come and gone in the past. There are a few points in my life where it's been a fairly dark point where I drank just to escape and just to numb my mind and numb my body and to be able to forget about things for a while. It's not something I'm proud of, but if it weren't for those times, I wouldn't be where I am today and wouldn't have the knowledge I have today, the experiences, and the understanding I have. I wouldn't be able to relate to people in similar situations. So yeah, I probably did a lot of damage to my liver back then, but the body heals, and I'm still here, and I'm no longer at the point where I feel like it does have that control over me, so I am stronger for it. But it was a dangerous slope. It was a very tricky slope at the time, and I had some pretty close calls where I would have gone spiraling downhill. I just luckily always had someone nearby to help me get back up and head back on the right track. So those are the addictions I've dealt with. The two that I have currently that I fully support, and the one that I try to keep a curb on because it's one that could go down a horrible spiraling path very quickly. Sorry if that got a little bit too serious, guys, but hopefully tomorrow's blog will be a little funnier. I'm going to see if I can do the challenge given to me by Commander Sweetthang on Wednesday, which is the challenge of the very hot food. I'm going to just go to a local wing shop here and ask for the hottest pound of wings they can get me and go from there. But I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. See you later.